All right, welcome back to the final in our series of walkthroughs on new content and features added to Tidal Cyber's platform in January of 2024. This walkthrough is also going to close out our short series on the new tagging feature that we recently added to the platform and the set of Tidal-Curated tags that we recently published to all of our users. So this walkthrough is going to focus specifically on the new tag family that we've labeled Relevant Analytics, and I'm really excited for this tutorial because it's really going to tie together all of the recent content and this tags feature that we added to the platform all at once. So if we drill into this tag family, we've already got this table sorted high to low in terms of the number of tagged objects. What we're really trying to capture here, this tag is largely going to apply to software objects, but some groups involved as well. And this is really focusing on threat objects which also have analytics from the Tidal Analytics library that might be relevant to that particular threat. So we can go ahead and click into this family and see the full list again and sort individually here, high to low by the object count. But clicking in, just for quick demonstration purposes, we have a threat object, in this case Bumblebee software or malware, and one of the analytics that is also tagged with this. What we've done is we've processed through, these are all title applied tags, but processed through the analytics in our library, looking at things like the analytics title, as well as maybe the tags applied to the rules themselves and other metadata to try to extract out relevant threats that the analytics might be designed to capture or detect. And as a quick reminder, our analytics library, you can come in here in the navigation menu, app.tidalcyber.com/analytics. We recently added our first ever additional source of analytics here on top of the thousands that were already in the library from the Sigma HQ repository. But what I want to do for this workflow is to walk through what I think would be a pretty realistic setup, the way that you would land in and start operationalizing these tags. So there's a number of different ways that you might end on a recent timely threat object. One of which, actually utilizing the tags themselves, is you could come into any of the group, campaign, or adversary software list pages. And we're publishing recently, especially, a lot of content that is derived from US government and international government partner advisories. So these are almost always going to be revolving around timely threats. So you can see some of the tags that we've applied related to this reporting source. So you might be coming in here and filtering on the list of threat objects, things that have specifically been reported about or discussed in recent advisories. Or probably the simplest, the lowest lift way to land into some timely threat content is simply here from the Community Edition homepage, so app.tidalcyber.com. We specifically spotlight on this page a lot of our recent and most timely content. So for this example, I'm going to click into the Play Ransomware Actors Group object, which is derived largely from content from a recent US CISA government advisory. So we're doing this process quite often, but this is a very great representative example. So we have a new group object that we've added to the title knowledge base based on the recent CISA advisory. What we can see on the basis of that recent report is these threat actors are associated with a large number of specific software, malware, legitimate tools that they're abusing. So I actually have a few examples that we could potentially pick and drill into, but in the case of the first one in the list, AD-Find. This is a software that is regularly abused by actually a large number of adversary groups, and we can see them listed out here. But this immediately gives us a chance to spotlight that new relevant analytics tag family. And in this case, we can click into the specific tag for AD-Find. What this workflow will do now is highlight any additional associated analytics from the library that might potentially be relevant to, in this case, the adversary software. So clicking in here, we can see This is a rule that's actually sourced from the new analytic source that we added to the library from the great folks at the DFIR report. We have the actual detection logic here right within the platform, and you can always click into the underlying source, their GitHub repository of public rules. So in this case, we've done that pivoting, taking a step back from a recent government advisory into the threat object and content that we've added into the platform. We've pivoted then into associated software linked to that group, and now ultimately to a potentially relevant analytic associated with, in this case, the AD-Find software. I will go back just to highlight that this is not just cherry picking one specific example. This workflow can be recreated over and over, time and time again, so we can click into probably a large number of these and find an equivalent relevant analytics tag associated with it, in this case NL test. And now we have two, in this case, potential analytics linked to this software. So I'm really excited for this new feature that we recently released. I think it's going to be extremely valuable, widely relevant for a lot of different use cases. If you come back into the tag manager, you can see again just how many objects we now have tagged and associated with this new tag family. You can click into some that are tagged exceptionally often. I've noticed in quite a few cases we have analytics coming from both the Sigma HQ repository as well as from the new source, the DFIR report analytics. So that's really great to see the combination and the breadth there. And then a final application where we're seeing a very large number of tags being applied is utilizing one of the other tag families we recently released, the technical capability type. And you're probably likely to see cases of this in either the legitimate utility tag or the LOLBAS tag. Obviously a lot of overlap between the two. But if we were to pivot into any number of these LOLBAS software objects, a large number of these, the teams at both of our analytics sources, Sigma HQ and the DFIR report, they're specifically crafting a lot of their rules around these legitimate but abused software because they're being so commonly utilized by a wide range of adversaries. So you're likely to see that relevant analytics tag being applied there. And I think that's really going to just unlock a lot of new pivoting opportunities and value for folks using the Tidal platform.